Let's start off.
Lefty Lucy, righty tighty.
Lefty Lucy, righty tighty.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
A1 is in the building. High five, brown eyes, thick thighs.
Hello. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Hey. This is Let's Converse with AD and Jadone.
What up, though?
How y'all doing tonight? I'm sure most of you guys are somewhat paying attention to the versus battle and hopefully, tuning in to us because we waited already over an hour for them to come out and they're just starting and I don't know what's going on.
Right.
So
all I heard was Ashanti.
What?
Yeah.
I heard her singing something.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
But it was off key.
Yeah. It was
So
you know what? Probably a little bit. Yeah, it probably was. It probably was a little bit. Okay, so once again, this is Let's Converse. That was just a little moment of silliness from us, and this portion of our show, we like to just kind of like have a little girl chat, about different things that may have or may have not taken place throughout our week.
I plead the fifth.
No. You have to not. You have to tell the story.
I plead the fifth.
Anything exciting happened to you this week?
Oh, exciting, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still just, being humble about my, being humble about these little blessings sprinkling down,
Okay, just, well, that's a good thing.
So as
long as it's positivity.
Oh, positivity.
Okay, and not negativity.
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, good.
I have no room for it.
Because we don't want that. We can't have that. Good thing.
Well, what about you?
Well, I definitely was able to get a couple things done, get some work done that I need to work on. Mm-hmm. So that was good. Working on just some business things, and it was a somewhat productive week. Today, not as much, but yeah, most of the days, yes. And I also, got a chance to work out this week, which is one of my goals, is to get fit or tone, should I say. Mm-hmm. So I was able to do that, and I pretty much been eating pretty healthy mostly this week. I've been trying to keep that little flow going. It was I think I was like, it happened. The weeks go by so fast that by the time I realized, it's like, oh, okay, I've been actually doing pretty good as long as I just stick with it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I probably had a couple little mishaps, but I barely recognized, and it was just a little bit. Like I've been no beef for that week or the last 2 weeks. And, like I said, I made a mistake and ate like a beef hot dog, but it was too late. But I figured like it's just a hot dog. I mean, that can't be that bad, right? It wasn't a steak.
I sure had that.
So just in other news and girls chat, just some current events. I was saying that, well, we talked about this already, but it's a new Sex in the City possibly coming out. Ooh. Which is gonna be, should be pretty interesting. I don't know. Samantha's not going to be involved in the situation.
She was the horniest bitch ever. Oh my God. She was always banging.
Always on it for 50 years till she got with Mr. Smith Jerry. But even then, it's just like they was still going at it like crazy. Yeah. So I mean, it would be interesting to, watch the show or see what they're going to come up with, if it's going to be a movie or, whatever, just to see what they come up with, without her, because she was like a main character. People really loved her. People really, can relate.
Exactly.
So it's definitely going to be interesting. Definitely. Yeah. So we'll keep our eyes open for that. I don't know why I keep hitting this table. I got to get used to my hand movements here. Exactly.
Sit back. Relax.
Okay.
Chill.
Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, guys. My phone is just it's really off the chain.
Are you sure? Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's just that you just multitasking, doing so much at one time. It just be so much happening. Like I don't even know who this is, so I'm not even concerned about that. Something else that has been a current situation going on that I've been talking about with some of my other friends is, and I also, like I said, we spoke on this too, is the new Airbnb rules, versus hotels. Like some of us traveled over the summer, and in these upcoming weeks I know a lot of people went to Vegas and things like that, and then it just seems like when you're trying to rent an Airbnb, it just seems like all of these new restrictions. I get the COVID restrictions, but then it's kind of like like you can't have other people, or you can't have parties, but I feel like that's the purpose.
People still invite other people to the rooms too, so like what difference does it make?
Yeah, as long as you're in that same hotel.
Exactly.
But I guess they saying like if that person is not, in that on the house list, that they shouldn't be able to come. Like I said, either way you're gonna clean up after the guests leave,
right?
Or after the people usually clean up themselves too. So it's gonna be a cleanup situation that's gonna happen regardless. So, but it's just like it's kind of taken away from the whole freedom of being at an Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? It's like who wants to go there, spend all this money, and only be able to have
the people that they went down there with.
Exactly.
I want to see some out of town.
Exactly. So it just kind of be like, you just want to have, maybe you had a couple other people that was, because sometimes they don't have houses big enough to accommodate, a large group. So maybe you wanted some other friends to come over. Maybe y'all want to have a little dinner, powwow, whatever.
Or maybe you're meeting some friends that actually live close by,
or in that state or in that city. Yeah. So it seemed like in those situations, you just kind of, I don't know, like Airbnb owners, what's up with that? Can you give me the reason why these restrictions are in place? Because at this point, you'd be better off just going to a hotel.
But how do they know if you have extra people in there, though?
I mean, they have cameras.
They have cameras.
Yes, they have Zoom cameras.
How you gonna go out of town trying to get your freak on and know you being recorded?
Is right? Like, what is gonna happen?
I mean, some people that's a plus.
No,
some people it is. But it's like, right, you just that, but they do that, so that's how they know like who's in there, who's not, or is the amount of people in there. They have noise detectors.
I don't like that. They don't have cameras in the hotel rooms.
They don't.
So,
I feel like answering this. Like, hello?
Really?
What?
What do you mean your phone is dead?
So text me.
Your phone is dead. So how you call it?
Oh my goodness. Anywho, that's too much for me.
Too much.
Right. It's like, really? I had to I'm sorry. I apologize. But I'm like, this is so, obviously it's an untextable situation. I don't know what's going on, because like they just won't stop ringing. It's disturbing me.
Okay.
So anyway, like I said, Airbnb, people, please lighten up on the rules. I mean, that's the reason that we are trying to rent from you, because we want to have some freedom.
Exactly.
And in our situation.
We want to, enjoy the ambiance of something that feels like home.
Exactly.
I mean, if we were at home, we'd be having whoever we wanted at our house.
Exactly. So. That would be that. Exactly.
You can't invite. I mean,
or just like I said, we come there for the lax rules of not being in a hotel, all the restrictions and
the accommodations too. Like
exactly,
the free cable.
It's free cable in the hotels too. Not having to pay resort fees.
Oh.
For every single little thing that you get and do.
I like the little game rooms and stuff, like the themes that they be having. So
those are pretty fun.
Yeah, it like I said, it's very. I like them for that reason, but
okay.
Yeah, no.
Moving
not
on.
For no cameras.
No, with our girl chat. Also, speaking of, a little bit of, I guess, freakiness, if you want to say.
Oh, freaking.
A little, what do you feel about, poly relationships?
They're bad.
We don't want to go deep yet. So we just want to get the ears crinkling.
Absolutely not.
Okay. But for the people that do it, more power to them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that do, you know, and there's no shame in it.
Unknowingly.
Sometimes.
Most.
It's been a thing lately. So I just wanted to know, like, is guys really thinking that they can handle these situations, or are they just doing it just to be able to feel like they can have multiple
That's why they end up getting
women?
their cars keyed, tires flattened. They cannot. No.
Not cars, tires flattened.
Yes.
Well, like you. Well, I've been hearing the things that it's been going around. I've been hearing a lot about it lately in the younger generation. I'm more used to it in
that
a
shit cute.
I guess
they say it in a song.
they might as well be all together under one roof instead of multi. Like, why not? If we gonna be going here and here and doing this, why just don't do it together? If we gonna know about this one and that one, might as well be one happy family.
I'll keep that who.
Well, we see where that's going. I also heard today that Kroger is actually about to have smart carts, and you can even pay. They have like little scales on the carts where you can weigh out your vegetables, and you can even pay with a debit card and just check out right there. I don't know how that's gonna work out in local Krogers, but some has already implemented the smart carts. And I don't know, maybe they'll be at a Kroger's near you soon. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
I mean, it makes sense. Amazon's been doing it for a while, where you don't even like there are no cashiers in the stores. Like you scan it with your phone and you walk out.
Yeah, saving money. Be careful now, customer service reps and retail. Might want to start looking into a new field because no cashiers. Well, I mean, if you're a business owner, it's understandable. It minimizes, all the breaks and the call-offs and the insurance, and you could just have people come in and do their own thing.
They're trying to take everything from us.
Everything.
Everything. All the jobs.
Exactly.
Well, Lord.
So that's exactly what they're doing. And but that's the smart world we live in. So I guess we'll just see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
But I would recommend starting to find a different type of skill, just in case. So today we have a special guest, a former comedian. I guess he's still trying to do some things. I'm not sure, but maybe he'll tell us his story soon. And we're gonna hear some words from him on what he's doing and talk about our main topic today, which is we spread it out on Facebook this week, which is who catches feelings, the most, or is it men or women? Who's more emotional these days?
I heard.
And most of my polls, I think it was like Instagram said women, and I think Facebook said men, or either opposite. It was Facebook who said that women were more emotional, and Instagram said that the men were more emotional.
Well, I had a lot of indifferent opinions.
Really?
Yeah, they kind of felt like men and women were equally emotional.
Okay.
But when I took the poll, most people said women, of course.
It was a lot. And then I showed you this video, this guy screaming, about to go crazy over some girl that left him. So that just proved my point more, that men are more emotional. I would say, like someone did say that women show their emotions more, which is they'll just show you how they feel, versus men who would just, I guess, react.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much why men were saying that men are just as emotional as women. It's just the way that they show it. It doesn't come out as sadness or
it seems like it takes a build up sometimes.
Yeah.
But lately, to me, I feel like in the last I would say 20 years, that men, I don't know, they just seem more emotional to me. It's like they
have less testosterone.
Yeah, everything is a big deal, all this whining and stuff. Women are more like whatever, like how the guys used to be. So, Josh,
that's what I heard, though. They said, don't give a fuck. Just do not give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck, he don't give a fuck, nobody gives a fuck, it's all good.
But people, can that happen? Are you usually the emotional one?
No.
In the situation?
No.
I know I'm not.
No.
But I guess sometimes it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Some people irritate me, and I guess I would
get
more annoyed.
And that's emotion too, though, that we.
But for the most part, it'd be like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like just whatever.
Yeah.
Because I've learned that when you when you get caught up in all the emotions and that little cloud nine love that first happens, then
the first 3 months
you mess yourself up. So instead, you just have to chill out. But just go with the flow, relax, don't have too many expectations right off the back. Just get to know the person first.
And in the months, you will know that it's a no. It's a no.
Well, I would hope not because you definitely, yeah, you definitely will. First 3 months, between the first 3 months, yeah, you would know something to show.
Yeah,
sometimes sooner than that though. These days,
especially these abusive ones, girl. They just
usually, some of them wait till they marry you, then they get to going crazy.
I have yet to find out, but everybody always wants to choke me anyway.
Oh my goodness! Whoa, whoa! Okay, so it looks like that our special guest has arrived.
Okay.
And just before we get too started, let the people know where they can reach you at and where they can check out your polls or any other topics that we may be discussing that week. We may post some questions and get the people's opinions.
Okay, well, on Facebook, I'm Janae Holyfield. So if anybody's watching on Facebook, I advertise mostly there. But I do have an Instagram, and it's JADORENAI. Jadore.
All right. And you can catch me on IG at not Miss, but Nakia 05 Lovely. That's NAKIA 05 LOVELY.
All right.
And then you'll find me on Facebook from there.
Yeah.
And our special guest, hi, hello, how are you? Give us your name and your IG and your Facebook handles.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
My name's Jay King. King Joshua, Facebook, IG, same thing. I'm friends with Keith for years. We go way back.
With the key.
Yeah, she wanted to have me on on the podcast. I forgot what the topic was gonna be, but we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk.
Who's more emotional, women or men?
He act like I have to remind him.
Women.
Of course, a man will say that.
When you got the back,
he is a Cancer.
Oh my God!
The most emotional sign in the zodiac, but yet it's the women. Explain that.
Fine at that though. They like to drag you deep down in there and drown you in the emotion.
No, I don't honestly think that cancers are too emotional, and because I am one, and I don't think I'm very emotional at all.
Oh, really?
I think women are most definitely more
emotional. Why do you feel that way?
Because the old adage, it's always that what they say, women are emotional and men deal on logic. But like you lead with emotion. Everything that a woman is about is emotion. That's how y'all come off. Everything a woman is about is how you feel, how you felt about something. You got emotion. It's always that. Every you lead with emotion. A man is trying to figure out something logical. You're trying to figure out the best course of action for it. You got to feel your way through it.
Well, how do you explain some of these men who've been murdering their girlfriends and kids and all of these different things? That's emotions, right? Not logical.
Yeah.
No, I'm sitting there like logic.
Chemically imbalanced.
Oh, they got a chemical imbalance.
All right.
Now, what I will admit that women, I mean, we have stronger hormone. We have hormones that tend to flutter and do what they do, and then we also have that chemical release in the oxytocin, which is like a love drug that makes women care more and maybe have more of that nurturing feeling and do all of that fun stuff. But other than that, I don't know. And
Hey,
then
what was that
nowadays,
word you said? She said what you say? Oxytocin. What was that? Oxytocin.
yeah.
That was cold. You was I know that. You just hit me with a whole yeah. But
What?
all of that, y'all
But
go
you
through
can
too many
learn
emotions.
something.
Now look, I will say this though. I will say this. It is some it be some tender niggas out here. It do.
Tender.
It be some. No, I'll keep it a buck. I'll keep it a buck. But you want to know why they tender? You want to know why they tender?
Why they tender?
Because they was because most of them was raised by an emotional ass woman.
Oh, come on now.
Most of the time, I can agree with that.
It's legit. Yeah. They was
Yeah.
raised by a woman who woke them up in the morning, and the first thing they heard in the morning when they was about to get up was early in the morning. I put breakfast on your table.
Oh my
Look at
goodness.
and look, them niggas
Oh
I'm
Lord.
so
listening
superwoman.
all the time. They knew they had to clean up all the time. That's what they was listening to. I know
I
this
mean,
is
but you gotta also think
real.
that a lot of women are raising their daughters to be independent, and men too. You know, to be independent, to take care of themselves, not need a man for nothing. So that also, I feel like, takes some of that emotion out of it, because it's like at the end of the day, I don't need you.
My
Can I say
dad
something
raised
about to
me
that
to
though?
feel
Can
that
I
way.
say something that be weird to me?
I'm sorry.
You just said something strong. You said that women raise their daughters to be strong, independent women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Why you think relationships don't be working then? Because
Well,
mothers is raising their daughters to be strong, independent ass women.
that's what I'm
Mother,
saying. Why
yeah,
why isn't the fathers
not
raising
being
their
raised.
boys to be strong, independent men? The guys, they just, most of them, they act emotional because they dependent on somebody else to continue
No,
to help take care of them and
no,
give them what they
no.
need
You
instead of
missed.
going out there and seeking
See,
it for
that was
themselves.
deflection. That was deflection. That was beautiful how you just did that too. That was a beautiful deflect. That was beautiful. You deflected off of everything I just said. That was beautiful. See, no,
You know what?
what I said was what I was talking about was plain and simple. Like think about it this way. Um, you have men who want a woman of a certain type because that's how they was raised. A woman's supposed to be. They want a woman that's gonna be there for them, a woman to hold them down, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then women say that that's what they want to do for a man, but then you women act so independent and you want to be so strong and you want to do everything so much by yourself that sometimes it gets to a point that it's like, well, what you need a man for? And then it's for real,
We
like
already raised by
I'm not.
so
What
I
is
mean,
Now that's my question to y'all. Like, how does a man deal with that when the man comes
the
across a
man
woman
has to
who
make sure that she doesn't need him, but that she wants him.
okay, so
My thing is, I feel
so
like that I feel like the man needs to show his masculinity. He has to be able to step up and show that he can provide and show that he can be that strong backbone that she needs in order for her to accept that and place him in that position in her life. Because for me, that's
what's
what it's going to take.
crazy.
You got to show
Listen,
up
well,
and
this was
show
crazy.
that.
When when do women you say that, but when do women allow a man to actually do that though?
I-
'Cause yeah, y'all quick to tell it.
Most of the
You
time.
quick to tell a man that a man needs to step up and be a man and yeah, be a man. But when a dude does that to you, independent, strong, I got everything. You be like, nigga, you ain't my daddy. Who is you to take? I don't gotta
It's
follow
all in
you. I
your
do everything.
delivery. That's
Exactly.
that's first and foremost. All in your delivery. Because
Definitely.
if you're trying to talk to me like
All
you're
right,
my daddy, I'm gonna correct you and tell you you're not my daddy. It's the way that you say things.
but
Especially as a man and knowing and being comfortable in yourself, you're not going to demand. You're going to suggest.
okay,
Suggestions
how do you
always
talk to
will
your
make it
men?
seem like, oh, okay, that's an
Right.
Can I
option.
tell you
I can
something?
consider that. But you need to.
All right.
I felt you. I felt you with the delivery. I felt you. You want to know what's crazy? Is that most men most men's argument with you is going to be delivery the same way y'all you just said that. That was a
It
beautiful
works both
statement.
ways.
It does. It does. You're correct. You're correct.
But
And
you want to know
that's
you
why
want to
we
know
were
what's
talking
crazy?
about the
The
emotions of
easiest
things
thing is
too.
for a woman to correct a man. It's easy because y'all feel like it's okay for you to correct a man. But as soon as a man got something to say to one of y'all, it's a problem.
No, we should all be
It's a
open to
problem.
criticism.
I mean, for some, it is true. I mean, but I feel like that's everybody. You can't tell nobody nothing. Nobody, like you said, is open to criticism, whether it's constructive or not. I mean,
Right.
and sometimes you're not gonna always hear what you want to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to learn to be like, you got to take the good and drop the negative. Like even if the person delivery was wrong, their intentions may not have been wrong. Like I'm sure I've seen, like I've heard this one guy. I mean, you've heard of the Israelite United, and the guys, they usually see them out there, preaching the word, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And they said something to me, and what something I had on or something like, "Well, y'all wear something," and I'm just like,
You
what?
talking about the cats that be on the corners with the that be
Yeah,
having the stuff on?
yeah.
That be having the stuff?
And
Oh,
they believe,
I
that
mean,
you should be dressing like this, and the women should be
Modestly.
covered up, and
Modestly.
this and that. And it was just like, but I also feel like I have freedom. And if you're not in the provocative mindset, to me, that's just negativity and devil thoughts. To be thinking like, ooh, if I got on something and you just looking at me thirsting, then I feel like that's a problem you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Because if think back to the beginning of time when people in some countries right now, in some villages and tribes, women are still topless and all that things, and every guy in the village ain't sitting there chasing behind them like titties, like. So some things, it's like, and even if you see a woman and maybe she may be sometimes a little revealing, I mean, it's still her body and her choice to wear what she want, and you should still respect her regardless. Not put your hands on her, not call out like she's some little item on a rack somewhere, but at least still have respect.
Woman alive.
You want to know what's crazy? You are absolutely right. I agree with you. That's true.
But
So if me and you was riding the brand new Bentley,
Here we go. This sound like grandma.
right? We in the brand new Bentley, and you know we on the worst neighborhood you could think of, right?
mm-hmm.
We riding this shiny ass Bentley, and we somewhere we know we ain't supposed to be at in this shiny ass Bentley, and motherfuckers carjack us, right?
No,
What will be said? The crazy thing that
shouldn't
would
have
be said
been
would
in
be
that area in the first place.
in that pretty ass car. You knew you shouldn't have had that pretty ass car over there. Where you supposed to be aware of your surroundings when you in this pretty ass car. And it's crazy because R. Kelly, we don't fuck with him like that, but the nigga said that you remind me of my G. You women are beautiful works of art, right? Beautiful works of art. And the crazy thing is that sometimes you women allow yourselves, you beautiful works of art, to have yourselves in the wrong places, the wrong time, right? Not just the wrong places in the wrong times, but you also have yourself around the wrong people in the wrong environment.
Yeah.
And that ain't no fault to y'all, because I ain't gonna say just because y'all somewhere the nigga is ever supposed to do something to y'all. But we keep things a buck. And when we keeping things a buck, the truth is you gotta know where you at. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. You gotta have respect for yourself. If you
But I
want to
could
be
be
treated a
respecting
certain way,
myself. That don't have nothing to do with it. I could be respecting myself to the fullest. I could be, a lawyer or whatever you want to say downtown, but I might have just been out of town in Miami. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. And I just wanted to have on my little cute little dress or shorts. And just because I'm walking
and as
around
a man,
just having a good time, it's still, as a man, you can stop and say hello and approach me like a man, or you can
you're
approach me
absolutely
like an
correct.
animal.
You're absolutely correct. And as a man, I can't, as a man, I know this is a slippery slope. And this is some shit that'll get a nigga decapitated. So I'm going to be real wary on the way I even answer this question. But like the truth is like but the best way I could put it personally, like I said, man, you a Bentley, and when you know you a Bentley, you know you can't ride that Bentley down certain streets. You
But
know you
once
can't even have
again,
certain
you
people
can't.
in that Bentley.
Why does a person have to always conform what they have to do
Because
to
the
in order?
world fucked up.
True,
Because the
but why
world
can't?
fucked up.
But why? And that's because certain people think that if, just like you said, because I got a certain outfit on, or I'm driving my Bentley, getting some gas in a neighborhood, that automatically I'm asking for something to happen, which is like that mindset right there is the problem. It's not me driving my Bentley or wearing whatever. It's the fact that you think that it's okay for you to behave a certain way or do something because I chose to wear this or drive that. That is what's inappropriate, and that's not okay. And that's what needs to be dealt with, is why people think that that's okay. Why do you
I
think that
agree,
that's
but I don't think
okay?
that. I don't think that that's. I don't
So
think that
just
it's
like
just
if
like
you
a
got a
man
pocket
and a
full of
woman
money,
thing.
I'm supposed to be like, hey,
I
this
just
guy
think
right
that's
here
the
got a
ill of
pocket full of
people.
money. You
Like,
need to go on and get that. That type of thinking right there too is crazy. People do it, but why?
yeah,
It's just the mindset.
because
It's
like,
that jealousy. It's that envy, that envious type things. Like you just got to be
yeah,
happy for the next person, or still respecting them as an individual that was able to get it, no matter how they got it. That's irrelevant. But the fact that they was able to get it and look good doing it, you just give them their props and keep it moving. That's what real bosses do. So I guess
and
dealing with
you're
some
absolutely
amateurs.
right. But the world ain't like that though, and like we can't think of
But we have
that's
to
where
push
people
the
run into
initiative.
frustration.
We need to push the
I mean,
initiative to
yeah,
make people
but
think like that.
I
I
see this.
agree.
I think it's more so like I think that's where people gonna run into frustration over the years. We've seen it time and time again. People always run into the frustration trying to make other people do stuff. You
That's
know
true.
what I'm saying? Or trying to push an agenda. And I think every time you try to change the outcome of another person's thinking, um, or you try to direct another person's train of thought, that's where you run into a problem. I
Yeah.
think the biggest issues that are going on in the world have to deal with um, things that we continue more so than anything else. It's
Mhm.
things that we continue. Like you ever said a saying and you don't even be knowing why you say that shit, but you say it and you don't even know the meaning behind it. You just say it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And then when somebody tell you what it really means, you be like, ugh, I just be saying that stupid ass shit. Like that's what that really meant. It's like that.
I usually
People,
do my
you
research
know,
before I say anything.
Yeah. But I get what
a
you
lot of people
said. But
don't
I
though. A
no,
lot of
but
people
I
don't.
get what
I
you
don't just be
said.
saying it.
But I
Sometimes
think
people
we
just
do.
you repeat what you hear and you just,
Yeah,
I mean, when I'm
you
without
just
trying,
thought.
do it. Just think.
you know,
So that's true.
Think the name of the game in America be like about a business, right? Like it's supposed to be about like being cutthroat and doing whatever it takes to get to the top
Well,
and all
that's
that.
the
They
one
don't
way.
care. You don't care about the
we
little
need
guy.
to change that
But
though, for real.
that's the way that the world is already cut.
And we need
That's
to
the way the
need
system
to
is rigged.
we need to have people out here with voices to
Mhm.
turn that around.
But I agree, it's always
Yeah,
gonna be those few people that's
Yeah,
gonna
of
still
course.
gonna step on your neck to get to
Of
the next level.
course. You can't have the light without the dark.
I
But at
think
the
Yeah.
end
what's
of the
more
day,
important than
it's
trying
gonna
to
need to be
change the
more
minds of
people
people is
putting
just living is the way you live.
Right.
Like I said, one thing is this: before I believe something you say, I'm gonna believe something you do. Like real talk. Before
definitely
I'm gonna believe something, before I'm gonna follow something that you say, I'm gonna follow something you doing. So that's why I say. I mean, I feel what you're saying. Like you want to get up there and tell everybody, change the minds of the people. But I think in changing the minds of the people, you change the minds of the people by the actions that you do. And
Of
I think more so than not, when you start changing your actions because everybody thinks the quick fix is to change everybody. That's
Right.
everybody's answer is to change everybody for every problem. But
Now,
the
and
biggest fix to
speaking in,
changing any problem is changing yourself.
and that's
It's
exactly.
true.
changing yourself.
And in
You're right.
saying that,
Like,
just to transition a little bit into, a little one of my hot topics for the end of the show is, just having the inauguration obviously taking place, and we have a new president, woo woo, and a vice president, hey, black woman,
yes,
and all of that stuff. Just saying that, a lot of people, just to add to that, are looking at Joe Biden and VP Harris to come in and just like change, like you said, a lot of things. I personally am not like, I'm not all the way sold that all the things are going to change.
Change it back to how it was. That's what I've been
right. Maybe change it back before Trump.
Yeah, that's what I've been getting.
The post
change it
pre-Trump era. That's more or
what
less
I've been getting from it.
But even that, like, what was your thoughts on that, watching that, just seeing that dynamic moments, quote unquote?
I mean, I don't mean to rain on nobody.
No, I'm saying, do you think that the change that people are seeking is they will see within at least the next year or two?
No.
Why do you feel that way?
His face like, no.
Just what's your personal, reason?
There's a
lot of change. Diversity is here.
I mean, no, it's not. How long has America been going?
Let's see.
And when has there ever really been?
Where?
I mean, let's keep it a buck. Like, all right, black people have been conditioned to take their wins where they can. That's how we're conditioned.
How is this a win for us?
That's why we're conditioned. We take our wins where we can, and getting Trump out of office was a win. We felt like getting Trump out of office was a win for us.
A lot of people.
One thing we got to understand is the system is still the same, right? And before y'all cut in, because I know the system's still the same. It's just new players. We got new faces on the same system.
I don't see no new faces. I see the same old people.
I mean, I just, what all I can say is this. So far from what I've heard, what's, supposedly the plans are and what we're working on. I mean, like, Biden came in 24 hours, he done already signed, multiple bills to have, things done. But my thing is we'll see what happens. The first year is always, like a little float. You don't really see nothing really take place until like the end of the year or the following year. So I'm gonna see what happens and what transpires over the next 6 to 8 months. And then, because I'm always the person, I give the people the benefit of the doubt until you just mess yourself up. But you don't get a lot of rope, just a little bit.
I give you my prediction. My prediction is we're soon we soon gonna have our first female president. This nigga Biden ain't gonna make it. How old is he? He's old. He's really old. He's really old.
He's
old, man. Like,
he got some spunk in him.
Look,
4 years is quick.
I ain't watched the whole inauguration, but I seen clips of it, and I seen the wind blow, and the wind blew 4/15 of this dude's whole hair out his head. The wind blew it. So I know he on his way out. He's not going
like Trump did.
Telling you, it was wispy. It was wispy in the wind. Cuz ain't gonna make it. But we gonna have our first female president. He ain't gonna make it. It's a lot of stress, and that see already he talking slower.
Well, I mean, Obama definitely aged a little bit over the course of his years, but it was a lot going on too. It was a lot going on. Just like now, it's a lot going on.
Obama went in there looking like a 43-year-old ex-basketball player. He came out looking like a grandfather of 13. It's real in there. The stress is real. Biden only got all together. He got about 6.5 years of life left, and I'm telling you, this is really gonna zap him.
You is a
We're gonna have Kamala Harris as our new president. That's what I believe.
We're gonna see how the tables unfold and soon. Another thing, just to shout out, is that we definitely celebrated MLK's birthday. Yay! And that was, it was a big deal. I was wondering because I saw something, a post or something, a meme or something, and it made sense to me. It said, we don't really celebrate and do anything per se on Martin Luther King's birthday, like every other holiday. You either barbecuing, you're making your black eyed peas, or you're cooking something. But Martin Luther King is like people just like they don't do anything.
Yeah,
I did see somebody
You know what I
barbecue,
think we
but it
should be
wasn't
celebrating
like that
more so
big.
than
I saw
anything
the freedom to
that
twerk flyers. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I
we
seen the
don't
freedom
celebrate Martin Luther King's
to
feet. That's what we don't celebrate. And all the civil rights leaders, we don't celebrate their feet. I walked and did some protests. They got OG feet. Martin Luther King. Yeah, they walked. Where did they walk from? Like Alabama to like Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look.
A nice little stomping
Real
stone.
talk. Hey, I give Martin Luther King and
But did
all
you
of our civil rights leaders. They get the biggest props. I will say
celebrate
this
the
though.
day?
Do you think if Martin Luther King alive, you think he would sneak out and come to one of the twerk parties if he was alive? You think he would come to one?
You was silly. I wonder. I doubt it. I really do. But I do wonder. Do you think that a lot of his dreams or the things he wanted to see has came into fruition and actually taken place over the last, what has 40 plus years, 50 years?
I think I think he'd be proud to see the freedom that us as a people have, the little bit of freedom that we have, to be able to to use our voice. But I think that he'd be upset with a lot of some of the messages.
Yeah.
Keeping it real, I think he'd be mad at some of the messages. But aside from that, I think he'd be um, happy to see what we've gotten past what he did.
Yeah, because
I
I
know
mean,
he'd be proud of Barack.
yeah,
He'd
for
be proud of
sure.
Barack.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, think about it, because then you got the Jesse Jacksons and the Al Sharptons and the Farrakhans. That
Correct.
all was in those times. That was back then. But it's like they just chilling. It
And
seemed
you gonna
like
say Al Sharpton?
they've seemed to
Sharpton
be
ain't a
able
real one. You
to
can't use
adjust. But I'm saying they have
You can't use
adjusted.
his neck draw little now. You can't use Al Sharpton. He don't even look. We
Okay, well,
can't. We don't even respect Al Sharpton.
he still is
This-
a civil rights, leader, quote unquote. So I'm saying they all seem
He
lax
barely
and
got tickets
pretty
to death.
adjusted to today's society. I don't see them woofing too much about the way things going. They just trying to tell you how to get, what you should be doing. I don't know. But I don't see too much woofing. That's my point. But so I would think
They've
that
been
Martin Luther
blunt.
King would be probably doing speeches and making, little,
And I
sermons.
keep it a buck. I ain't gonna front. If you saw your homeboy get shot like that, you probably ain't gonna talk that much no more. They was right there. That's why they acting like that. They saw their mans get took out like that. They was straight.
You know
That
what?
skin up was
I think
cowards.
I would
They
have to
were
agree with that. That would have probably shook up a
them
lot.
wasn't real niggas. Them wasn't real niggas like
They
Martin and them
wasn't
was.
willing to sacrifice their life for the
Nah, they was willing to do the walking and getting perms and all that, but they wasn't.
the walking birds.
As soon as the bullets got to shooting out, they was like they was straight. They was straight. They started taking pictures with the president after that.
we on your team.
That's when.
We on your side.
Yeah.
I mean, we do get to hear a lot of speeches and stuff, especially during these big events that they have going around America.
Yeah. I feel like, from here on out, just like, people made the choice to celebrate Juneteenth this past year versus 4th of July as much, that, maybe we should just make some, a special pot roast or something for Dr.
Hey,
King.
can I say something?
Yeah,
I hate that. I hate how white niggas always got to remix something. I hate that. White niggas like, it's like niggas got their freedom, right? They felt like they got their freedom, and then it's like now it's like we got a beef with white folks on everything that they do. Like, so when it comes to Christmas, they like, we tired of doing Christmas. Like, if he's like some pro-black dude was like, we tired of doing Christmas. We need our own thing. We need Santa Claus is black. We need our own thing. You know what?
Saint Nick
we
was
gonna have
a black
fun.
person.
We go.
I'm saying, but
man,
when
listen.
But it's like I'm saying to add some celebrate. If you can celebrate all of those other meaningless holidays and traditions, then why not, make you a little pot roast or a corned beef sandwich for MLK Day? Why can't that be a thing?
How do you know he liked corned beef or pot roast?
Where's
that coming from?
She said we need to find out his favorite dish first. But I can just imagine being from the South. He definitely wanted some neck bones or something, some mac and cheese, something.
Right.
Being from,
You gotta have some greens.
Exactly.
You gotta have some greens.
Some greens, maybe some peach cobbler.
Oh.
Let me ask you a question. So, how would you envision MLK Day? Like, what would be your, what would you see? How should we celebrate?
I think we should have like a big parade, you know what I'm saying? A black parade, black HBCU bands down there, tearing it up on wherever in Georgia, wherever we want to walk. Maybe walk the trip, the from Georgia to Tennessee. We gonna walk there, the whole parade. They can just pick it up from each city, Everybody ain't gotta go the whole way. Just stop at this city, y'all pick it up.
Have
from there.
A relay race.
Yeah, pass the baton to the next city, and then they continue to march and do a parade on down.
Know what? I think that could actually be happening.
I think that'll be cool. We need to find out.
They have marathons like that. Yeah. So why not?
Find out what his favorite food was. Everybody, make sure you cook that dish.
All the way to Houston.
On that day, you cook that dish. Whatever we're going to find out what his favorite food was. We're going to cook that dish. Everybody going, listen to a little speech. Maybe, talk about, I don't know. Just say something you did or something that's changed or some way that you wanted to, you made a mark or tried to leave your mark. Something.
Well, Corey B drew a picture of him, so something. The kids were learning.
This. Give me something.
Well, at least we had our kids doing stuff.
So I just think that should be. That's what I would like to see. Just like we celebrating Thanksgiving parades all across America, we need to have MLK parades all across America. And like I said, we need to have them dope, cold ass HBCU bands out there, the Major Reds, all of that. I want it to be a soulful day. And then we can even.
Oh, that would be dope.
I know, right? Maybe even maybe a little. I'm taking it a little too far now, but for the people that are religious and not spiritual, maybe they can have one of their famous preachers come do a little sermon somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm just, I said we got to give it to the religious folks.
Yeah, he was Baptist.
But that's a religion. So what's the religious folks, that want to hoop and holler? We get one of them TD Jakes and one of them, Triumph. Somebody come out there and show out.
I'm sure they'd still do. I'm sure. Well, pre-COVID, they were doing something.
Anybody hear this? Let's make this happen.
I'm sure they do.
I want to see parades all across the United States. Like they was protesting.
As long as we ain't walking, as long as we ain't got to walk. I told you they got OG feet. I ain't got the same. I don't have the same kind of feet as Martin Luther King did. So I can't do the same with the Martians. I ain't got the same kind of feet and shoes. They was doing that in church shoes. I don't even know what kind they had.
And heels too. I did see a couple of 2-inch kitten heels out there.
Yeah, they was out there.
They was out there going crazy.
I don't got the same. But so if we doing, I'm not gonna do the walking, but I'll do. You cooking chicken? I'll be there for the chicken.
Yeah,
you'll be there for the chicken, just like.
I'm there for the
chicken. So then, so even speaking on just celebrations. Now, do you think it's something wrong with people? Like, we saw this flyer. It was called the Freedom to Twerk MLK Weekend Party. So would that be? Do you think that would still be in the lines of celebrating MLK Day? And then it takes me back to the Boondocks. Remember when they had this episode about MLK?
Mom became snatched on everybody.
Exactly, because they was twerking and pop locking, dropping it on that episode too.
What's wrong with you niggas?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that is considered a celebration, or do you think it's more or less blasphemy?
Well, I mean, he
Come
was
on, man.
God,
Like,
so
To some people,
definitely
I mean,
okay,
some
I
people
look at
got a
Martin
picture
Luther
on their
King.
wall just like Jesus.
yeah.
So, I mean, some people think it's a disgrace.
Hey, it was a church fan company somewhere that's been making money off Martin Luther King and his family for years on the back of a church fan. I don't even know who the company was that made the church fan, but they've had them and another family of niggas that we didn't even know, but they was on there. And I don't think they got royalty checks from that. And they've been on there for years. Martin Luther King is on everybody's wall.
I
So
just
I think
remember the
they're gonna put him in a
Swanson
flyer, you know.
on the back of everybody's flyers.
Was the Swanson? Hey,
Yeah,
Swanson been getting bread
I
off
remember
Martin
those on all the
for
back of the
years,
flyers for sure.
And what was it? James
straight
Cole.
up.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that same little picture, they little family. Okay, well, you know what? I
Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King had hoes though. You forgot, like
I heard the
Martin Luther
story.
King
I heard the
got in trouble
story.
for that. Yeah,
No real leader, I guess,
Martin Luther King.
just is gonna he's gonna become a symbol. You know, women's gonna want them. Any man in power, I feel like women
Gravitate
yeah,
to.
they just go crazy over. You know, you could just be just acting like you
Yeah,
got power. They gonna be, oh my god. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
just something about seeing a man just taking charge and having that
Coretta cut him up a
authoritative
couple times.
disposition. It's
He
something
makes
about
suggestions,
Coretta cut
not
him up in that
demands.
room. He said, "Coretta, this is not what it looks like. Listen to
it.
me, please, baby."
I know everybody. Sometimes I be hearing people trying to just downplay, MLK because of, he's a human being. Just like I say, preachers too. Like
Yeah,
they're human, yet that they when they
exactly.
preaching, they in the spirit or whatever. Once they delivering the word, it's a different type of atmosphere. But naturally, I mean, you still a man and a woman, so you still go have hormones and estrogen and testosterone, and I mean, you're gonna be human. You're gonna do what humans do. I'm not saying cheat per se because I'm not there to be throwing facts out,
No.
but I'm just saying, things. I don't know. Somebody probably was getting close.
You know how many plates of neck bones, red beans, and rice uh, women was bringing Martin on the road. Hey,
You was
hey, he
crazy,
get done talking, he get off that podium, he walking back. It was so many women bringing plates to this nigga in the back while he was sweating and
right?
taking off that switching shirts. They was coming back there like,
We
I'm telling
made
you,
you a pound cake.
Do women still do that? I know
yeah,
I don't.
I'm
I think
telling
in
you.
some of those small neighborhoods,
I
they
ain't
probably definitely do that.
Shit.
They some small neighborhoods. I'm
You
sure
know
they
how many
still do.
plates of chitlins and hog maws this brother had to fight through
You
to
was
keep his
crazy.
marriage together? Oh, come on, man. It
Now
was
who
bringing
made
all
that
kind of
cake?
stuff.
Who sending that cake over this week? Who cookies
Telling
is these?
brother was
Okay,
like, "This ain't my damn cake.
you silly.
I know what my cake tastes like. This is not my cake."
So
Yeah,
what advice would you give to
you're tired of the same cake all the time, Coretta.
some young men about catching feelings and being emotional when it comes to women and being in relationships? Just to wrap that up. Any
I
advice?
think it's the woman's fault.
No, any advice. Any advice to a
There.
man out here that's
Whoa there.
emotionally involved or overly emotional and doesn't know how to cope.
Hmm. I'm gonna say it's the woman's fault, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the key word you said that we dealing with is a young man. That's the key word
I
you
said
said.
or
We're
a
dealing with a young man.
man, period. So just
No, they
anybody.
didn't. You said a young man. So we're dealing with a young man. And if we're dealing with a young
That's
man, then yes, I'm gonna blame it on the woman. You want to know why? I blame it on the woman because long before a man ever learns
So no, it.
his his sexual power, long before a man ever knows and learns the type of power that he has against a woman already knows what she can do to a man. A woman already knows what a man is after. A woman already knows what to expect from a man. Very rarely. And it takes experience that a man has to go through that a man gets to learn what a woman actually wants. And he never learns it. We never learn. We don't never know.
it's
We'll never know what y'all really want. We'll
food.
never know. But y'all most definitely know what a man wants. Now, this is the thing. This is why I blame it on women. I blame it on women for this. I blame it on women
Where is the
because
advice at? That's what
women
I'm trying to figure out.
are women are the gatekeepers of relationships because you have everything that is going to make a relationship work. Man can't even function unless in a relationship. Man can't even function unless the woman gives of herself. Man can't even function right in a relationship. Well, the woman will be just fine in a relationship. But when we see it all the time, women that are in a relationship with a dude, it don't even matter. She can just she cool. She don't even like this nigga, but she with him, and it don't even matter. She with him. A nigga can't be the same without leaving. A nigga can't be the same. A woman can still be with this dude and not have to leave, go nowhere, but she'll still be with him. She'll still with this. Deal with this shit. A man can't. A man gonna go and find what he wants somewhere else. A man will. So that's why I blame it on the woman. I blame it on the woman because in relationships, I think this is the problem. I
So you
think that
basically just said don't take accountability for your actions, just blame it on the female.
no,
Then where is
no,
the
no,
advice
no.
for the
I
60th
blame it
time?
on the women because the women is the smarter of the two creatures.
Okay, but where is the advice that you would give? Because obviously you've been in those positions.
This
So
is the
what
advice I would give to a young man. I would give to a young
for
man.
your peer?
When you are dealing with a woman, expect the unexpected. No, I'm just playing, but no, on some real shit.
Expect the
Um, I think the biggest thing is communication.
Yes.
Over everything else, communication.
I agree.
And not our communication as men, but we have to learn how to communicate with a woman.
Yes.
It's a big difference.
That is true. With one another.
It's a big difference.
I mean, because there's some women that don't communicate well with their men either. You know, they'll just stop talking to you all the way together.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
I'm them.
Do you
Yeah.
have are you in a relationship right now, or do you have a significant other?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
in a yeah.
You in a poly
Well, I
relationship?
just hopefully it's a
To
communication.
the poly.
Yeah, you in a poly relationship?
I hope the communication
I
is
have yet to
on
have
point.
found one of those.
You would be interested?
You think you
In a
can
poly
handle two
relationship?
women? Yeah, do you think you can handle two women?
Or more?
In a lot of ways, yes. In some ways,
What
I'd be
ways are
learning from
those?
them, and I think that'd be,
What ways are those?
huh?
What ways could you handle multiple women?
Um, like put niggas on the spot.
Oh,
At least give us two
I,
examples.
as a man, I'm gonna say sexually,
oh,
I will
that's
be
all
able
he got.
to.
That's all he
No,
got.
no.
He
That
ain't
was his
got
first.
Emotionally,
nothing else.
right?
I don't
No,
want dick and
no,
attitude. I'm sorry.
no,
I don't want
no.
dick and attitude.
I said that to get it out the way. I led
I
with
don't
that to
want
get
dick
that
and
out the way.
attitude. And I gotta deal with this
But
weak bitch too.
emotionally, I would like to say that I'd be able to learn a thing or two from both women. But um, being able to communicate with both of them, I think I'd be great at that. Um, us being able to work together, I think I'd be great at that. Um, it would be an exploration to me because I ain't been in a situation like that where I've been able to see two women coexist in a relationship with a man. I ain't Because normally two women and we're dealing with a man, one dude dealing with two women, it ain't gonna go right.
I've
Definitely.
seen one somewhat successful relationship. They've been going pretty strong for, I want to say it's been a good close to almost 10 years. So maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got them accepted.
So it's got the exceptions, but I feel like, like you said, it's exceptions. The lifestyle. It's hard to
Yeah.
say that for two working normal people but when you are in a different lifestyle, then it's a possibility.
Man, every dude, that's like every dude. I'll keep it a buck. That's every dude's dream is to be able to have two women. That's
But
every
if
Right.
you
dude's
can't
dream.
provide for them more than sexually, then
No point.
But who says wait? See, what do you mean by that? Can you tell me what you mean by that?
Well, we're
You get
talking. We're
so.
gonna have to go into that another time.
But no. I mean, what do you mean by that? Like when you say provide for them, what do you mean?
I guess we'll continue that.
I'm sure she means
exchange.
financially and emotionally, and more or less. But yeah. Do you have any? Where can the people reach you at if they want to listen to your opinions on different things, or any of your comedy bits that you were into or doing? Acting. I know you.
I'll be around with COVID. Yeah, you can catch me. I'm in a movie on Amazon Prime, Baby in the Hood. Due to COVID, I ain't been doing no comedy engagement. You know, COVID kind of knocked that out the game. But you can catch me on Instagram, Joshua King. You can catch me on Facebook, Jay King. I ain't really too big on the social media shit, but I'm more face fun in person dude. But that's where I'm at.
Well, we appreciate your face being on here with us today, and we hope to chop it up with you again, or should I say, converse.
Can't wait to have another conversation with her. I'm gonna have another one of those poly conversations.
You know
y'all can argue all day on your own. Once again,
I want to argue. I just want to have a continue that nice like little conversation. That was Let's continue.
Well, you can definitely catch us on Thirsty Thursdays, and this is Let's Converse with AD. You can catch me on Instagram at Nakia05Lovely and AD Dare to Be Different on Facebook. And
I'm Janae, and you can find me on IG, Jadornay, JADORENAI.
All right. Well, we gonna chop it up with you next week. We're gonna get it to this versus battle, what's left of it, and see who's winning and what's going on and what songs they singing. And we'll have some special guests and special groups coming up next week. And we'll see you later. Peace out.